the start button is. Okay, should be started. Let's double check my annoying voice. See if anyone is even here. Hello, people watching. Let's double check. Sweet, there's my voice. Alright. How is everybody doing tonight? On this most news-filled of Mondays. One from last week, big-time guest, big-time drops, lots of news, lots of happening. And now here we are, about to go live with the actual episode. Just gonna tweet this out real fast, so I can pretend like I know what I'm doing with my life. But how's everyone doing tonight? Let's see if we can actually do this in record time. No, I don't want to blow the podcast art on Twitter right away. Let's just put in some dumb Shinji stuff. What's up, Jag? What is up, Cross? The Atlas follow. That's how you know it's a slow news week, everybody. When I'm the news. Alrighty. Steampunk, what is up? This is an Ava spoiler podcast. No, this is not a Ava spoiler podcast, but Ava is on my brain, so it seemed fitting from one brown-haired crying white baby to another. Me and Shinji got a lot in common without the daddy issues, though. Definitely not going to make a speech. Alrighty, well, without further ado, we've already killed way too much time. So, solo show beginning now. And by now, I mean I'm starting over my personal recording. How's it going, everybody, and welcome to Shin Megami Tensei Network, link 231. I am your host, Spencer Presley, recording live on YouTube. This is Shin Megami Tensei Network, a weekly SMTN Persona or Atlas or whatever the heck we want to talk about podcast. And this week, if you can't tell by the subject or by the description or just by me doing this by myself, not a lot of news. But that's fine, because basically I've got a whole bunch of housekeeping to talk about. We've got a bunch of dumb stuff to talk about. And if you're watching live and you want to talk to me, ask me a question, all you have to do is just put @Spencer Presley in the chat. That way I can see the question, make sure I don't miss it. Just like Iggy in the chat, Driz in the chat, Cross in the chat, Jag in the chat, Steam in the chat, and Tango Mango in the chat. So, anyone who wants to ask a question, you'll get an immediate response because I have no distractions today. It's just you, me, and the Super Monkey Ball soundtrack. And my water bottle, but my water bottle's not going to be that talkative. Okay, so, without further ado, a little bit of housekeeping, just because I think I'm going to make this, honestly, we're not talking Ava, unfortunately, but that will be soon. No spoilers, but the image was too good not to. So yes, housekeeping. Hey, this is a weekly podcast. If you subscribe, thank you. If you listen, thank you. If you did not know, we have a Patreon. You can go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com/SMTN. That should have been the easy part to remember. And, yeah, if you want to go there, you can just donate $1 to get the show normally early, or other perks like that. Or if you want to donate $5, you can be a producer tier. Producer tier just gets their name shouted out during the episodes, usually at the end. So just wanted to give a little bit of a reminder there that, hey, this is a thing that's mostly funded by a sad man all on his own with his own budget. So any little bit helps, even if it's just $1, even if it's just sharing the Patreon or just sharing the podcast. All that stuff always helps. Driz has got our first question. Driz says, what did you think of the new movie, or have you not seen it? So I have basically seen everything except the very end, but that is on purpose. But I do plan on making a Rebuild Eva discussion. I want to try and do, I know, a spoiler cast with as many friends as I can. and I want to do a full-on video, mostly just because Eva is such an interesting thing for me. I've always known about it and I've grown up around it, but what's so crazy is I literally have marathoned all of it over the course of 2021. I started a couple of times throughout the years, like in the 90s and maybe like early 20s and stuff, but yeah, I don't know if it was quarantine again or whatever, but the wife and I sat down, we watched all of original Eva, like Death and Rebuild, Death and Rebirth, End of Evangelion, and now we just did the movies and stuff. So I think once I kind of get my head wrapped around everything, I might want to do a solo video just kind of talking about how like it's kind of like the perfect time, or like there's no better time than now to really jump into them. Like there's no such thing as being too late, because I was just someone who I had a great amount of respect for the series without ever really seeing everything, and it is totally tripled because of all of that. So yeah, shout out to the entire team who made that possible. What an awesome thing. Cannot believe it took so long to finally come out in English, but hey, at least we finally have it. First up, in dumb news, because dumb news has to be first. Dumb news aside, I don't know if it was like Friday. No, it was Friday, because Friday I had a whole bunch of news happen. So basically, Cross Ren, do not worry. I don't think it's controversial to say you don't like Ava. Ava is like a really popular show, but it's definitely not like a, oh, if you don't like it, you like have, like, there's a lot. It's very heady. It's very up its own butt, but I kind of like stuff like that. As a Metal Gear Solid fan, it's kind of crazy I hadn't seen it sooner. But kind of getting off of that, so Friday comes around, I don't remember what it was. Oh, I had made a silly Animorph picture with Rido and Raiho, and what's so funny about it was the fact that it kept getting likes just so weird. Like, it was in the, like, 2,000 or 3,000 almost. And the funniest part about it was, like, I had this dumb thought, because I kept getting notifications of people liking it and retweeting it like crazy. And I was like, man, I've made a lot of dumb Twitter posts and memes and other things in my day. And I was just thinking, you know, it would be really funny. What if I got Atlas to just retweet this? Because Atlas has tweeted at us before, forever ago, RIP John Harden era, and I just thought, you know what, it's Atlas Faithful Friday, God knows there's no news going on right now, which is funny because in between this episode and last week's episode, there was that new trailer, but I literally did a 3-hour reaction jerk-off fest with all of you, so yeah, no real need to kind of dive deeper into that. There's a whole video about that, and then later on in the week, Ozzy and I are going to talk about the new Presents, which is basically just going to be the Atlas Direct of SMT trailer breakdown news. So, Atlas SMT5 news out the butt. And what was just so funny was, I thought, going back to the tweet, I was like, okay, Atlas, if you read, because, I mean, they've liked stuff we've done before, I think. Like, getting them to, like you is pretty cool, but it hasn't really happened a whole bunch, and especially because we've been so hard about them never really wanting to interact with us. Like, because the whole thing was, like, unless you're, like, checkmarked on YouTube, or Atlas, what was it, on Twitter or whatever, and God knows, again, I do not need to be verified. The funniest part about all of that was, I was like, okay, if they do it, like, I didn't want to incentivize it for them, but I kind of just thought, oh, this might be a good way to, like, if this does, like, I thought the chances were so low that they would ever retweet it. I was like, okay, if they do, I will give away 3 copies of Nocturne HD to anyone in the world. So, not locked to America, physical or digital, whatever. Stupid rule, because God knows it's not going to happen. And I think it was, like, maybe less than an hour after that. Hello, Zeron. What's so funny is they immediately kind of played into it, which I thought was awesome. And then I was like, okay, let's not stop here. Let's, like, see how far we can push this. And so in my attempt to push it, it was like, okay, all right, Daddy Atlas, if you follow me, I will one-up myself even more and go into more bankruptcy, and we will Crossword. Yeah, please RIP the next Super Monkey Ball one. So I said, Atlas, if you will follow me, I will give away not only 3 copies of Nocturne HD to anyone in the world, I will give 5 copies of SMT5 out. That one took a little bit longer because I thought, there's no way they're going to follow me. I was like, this is really a stretch, especially because I've asked before, I've tagged before. I'm not like a beggar. I'm not like one of those people of like, come on, bro, follow me. Like, it's mostly for goofs. Like, I gain nothing from them following me outside of just, oh, that's funny. And another reason I really, really wanted it was because probably for like a month or two, Atlas had been at 665 follows. Like, they don't follow a lot of people. And what's so funny is, I just thought, how, like, meta would it be if we were the 666th follow on Atlas West? And by some miracle, they actually did it. And I was so, like, literally when it happened, I had to triple check it wasn't a gimmick account. And what was so funny about it was just the fact that it wasn't a gimmick account, and I wasn't even like, oh god, now I have to pay for all these copies of all the games. Like, obviously, it doesn't matter. That they actually did it. What was so funny was then I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna get, and I did. I got like 5,000 extra likes or whatever from that Animorphs picture. Which, like, hey, by the way, if you know who runs that Animorph generator website, R.I.P. to them. Like, the wait time on those went from 1 minute to like 9 hours. It was very, very crazy. And that one, I was like, whatever. Getting likes means nothing to me. Like, I don't use social media to get my numbers up. But them following us back after almost a decade of doing this show was really surreal. It was very funny. And even if it was just for like a bit on their end, I was like, you know what, this was worth it, because the reception to my tweet freaking out about them following was almost better for me. Of like, the fact that more than 5 people liked that tweet, I just thought it was so funny. That people were like, so like, hell yeah, great job, like, woohoo. Like, I thought that was such a fun thing of like, kind of a great example of like, when I'm talking to Atlas, of like, hey dude, we're begging for table scraps in terms of you interacting with your community. Like, when you interact with a GameSpot or an IGN, RIP, like, that doesn't mean anything. Even if like the person you're talking to at like Game Informer, like Brian, is like a huge IGN fan, or like someone like Jonathan Dornbush at IGN, like, yeah, cool, they're like fans of your stuff, but at the same time, these are big sites you'd want to work with even if there weren't fans there. So like a pretty mid-tier podcast that's been going for a really long time to finally kind of get like that recognition, even in just a tiny dumb sense of a retweet and a follow, I think is like is a good step forward, because like seriously, a great example of one that really kind of backfired, I think, in a lot of people's ways, was Fidel tagged, I don't remember the person's name for it, but some like meme account, and I don't mean like meme account like a gimmick, I just mean like, I think they literally were like, hey, follow my boy, they make all the hot memes, and Atlas did that. Like, that's not cool. Like, no one's gonna look at Atlas looking at, like, a hype man. Yeah, okay, thank you, Ozzy. Like, no one looked at Fidel tagging Ultima and being like, Atlas, give my homie some cred. Cool? Like, that's, I'm not even saying, like, oh, you can't do that. Or, like, no, it's not cool because, like, they're verified or whatever. No, it was just, like, one of those things of, like, okay, you'll interact with checkmark people on Twitter, but you won't interact with, like, your fans unless we do, like, a hashtag and maybe you'll retweet it. So, it sent a bit of a weird message, and I know it definitely rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I wanted to make a post about it, but then it was also, like, I've complained about how the social media was run so often. It was, like, I was like, it's not even worth it. It's just one of those things of, I'm not surprised you did it, but I'm just amazed you didn't see that looked bad optically. So, really glad it didn't kind of stay that way, and kind of just wrapping up the whole, like, following story. Oh yeah, Ozzy, also, like Ozzy mentions, I have nothing against, like, the people involved, whether it be Fidel or whether it be Ultima. Like, all the people involved in that, that's fine. It was just one of those things of, like, It would be like if Atlas, or like, let's say like if someone tagged Matt Pat, be like, yo, Atlas, give Matt Pat some credit, and they're like, I've got a game theory, here you go, Matt Pat, here's some cred. It would be like really, really just dumb and cringe, and no one would be a fan of it. But yeah, wrapping up the story, I love that it ended with him following us, but honestly, I'm more excited and happy for the giveaway that's incoming. So, 15 minutes of... Oh, God. Why did I have to use Matt Pat? Because now I'm just remembering his horrible Persona video. I'm gonna get that out of my brain now and just, like, remove that. So yeah, giveaway time. So, obviously SMT5 isn't out yet. That one's going to be a little bit of a different kind of spaced out giveaway. I don't want to just do both of these of like, hey, make one giveaway and I pick 8 winners, because that's kind of boring. So what I'm going to do is this. We're going to start off with the Nocturne giveaway. We're going to have 3 weeks of Nocturne physical copy giveaways open to everybody. And I think what the plan is, I'm going to start it probably Wednesday. I don't know if I want to do this. Maybe it might be Tuesday. It might just be the same day this goes up for the recorded version. So just to kind of keep everything up in the air. But basically, every week, whether it be follow us on the Facebook group, Twitter, YouTube, blah, 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 anywhere you follow online. And the whole thing about it was, like, you just follow this once a week. There will be a Nocturne HD giveaway. If you want to enter, it'll be super easy. If you're basically following and subscribing, you've already done the hard part. It's going to be one of those ones I've done before. I think I did it with the copy of Nocturne, of like, the more places you're either followed or subscribed or comment or whatever the like list of things are going to be, it's going to add into entries. So it's not just going to be, oh, if you do it once, you do a thing. Because I always kind of feel bad when I have the multi checkmark giveaway, but it mostly just kind of counts for one, of like, because people will usually go above and beyond of like, I'm going to comment on the post, I'm going to comment on the video, I'm going to comment on the Twitter post, and blah blah blah. So for the people like that who go above and beyond, I'm going to make those count as extra entries for sure. Another little thing, if you're someone who cares about this, but just because I would feel bad otherwise, if you are in Patreon, it's just going to give you like an extra giveaway thing, unless you already have it or don't want to. Just because, hey, if you're donating real money to me, the least I can do is give you a double entry into the giveaway. But for the most of this, it's going to be very, very easy if you want to get a copy of this, in terms of not having to go out of your way. I'm not going to ask for anything creative. It's just, hey, show your interest, blah, blah, blah. There you go. And Nocturne, like I said, going to be pretty easy, going to be pretty immediate. I might wait 5 weeks before 5 comes out, and just because everyone's going to kind of get that game around the same time. I'm not going to be shipping out copies early. So the second week of November is when SMT5 comes out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically the first full week of October. So let's say like October 5th, I'll start doing SMT5 giveaways. So basically, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Basically, the rest of August will be Nocturne giveaways. September will be God knows what I want to do. Hey, it's my birthday. Who knows what I'm going to do. And then October will just be SMT5 giveaways out the butt until the game comes out in November. So basically, oh, see you, Ozzy. Thanks for coming in. So basically, Nocturne first, September's birthday, so who knows what the birthday boy's doing, and then October, November, SMT5 time. Now, just a little quick bit of a reminder, because this is like the world's longest housekeeping, but in terms of other giveaways, I have a couple of days left for the SMT5 bag. So if you go to my video, I'll put it in the description, but if you want to go to the SMT5 trailer live reactions 3-hour spectacular, if you want, you can watch the reactions and stuff there, but basically, if you watch the video a little bit and then comment saying, hey, I want the bag, and use your @ on Twitter, that's just how I'm entering that one. That's kind of like a, hey, hip hip hooray, 4,000 subscribers, blah, blah, blah. And, oh, God, Zero, and you're totally right. It's the Persona, it's going to be the Persona anniversary. Oh, yeah, there'll probably be a bajillion Persona giveaways, because I've got a ton of Persona stuff here. So, yeah. Basically, then I guess that's kind of been decided. So right now, SMT5 bag giveaway, picking a winner, let's say, until the SMT React's next one goes up. So until the next live Reacts happens, that is still open. That's still away. Nocturne HD giveaway, random Persona giveaways all through September, and then October, November, SMT5. Hopefully that clears it up. Hopefully that incentivizes all of you. Hopefully everybody is excited. God knows I need some water after that. Oh my gosh. So, shout out to all of you Kingdom Hearts fans out there. I was at Five Below a couple of days ago, and I normally scoff at Kingdom Hearts merch. I think Kingdom Hearts merch is really just dumb a lot of the time. Especially Western ones. I feel like they just use the worst looking art. The color combinations never make sense. They're like using the logo of Kingdom Hearts 2, but for Kingdom Hearts like Chain of Memory stuff. Always makes me want to vomit. And oh god, I wish I could get I am 8-Bit to ever do anything like that for us. But you do remind me of a good point, because there is one more dumb bit of housekeeping stuff that I do need to put on. So, what was I going to say? Yes, I found a random, not terrible, and actually looks pretty nice Kingdom Hearts 3 water bottle. It is just like a gray bottle with Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora and like 6 logos on the back. Holds a butt ton of water. And I was like, dude, for $5, I know I'm a grown man and should not be buying this, but I think this is going to have to be my daily water bottle. Because I don't have a normal water bottle. I just kind of usually just keep refilling the same plastic one I get for wherever and whenever, but I'm very, very happy with it so far. That is my $5 cheap, Five Below Kingdom Hearts 3 water bottle review no one asked for, but if anyone knows of a Five Below and wants to check it out, please go for it. Okay, so, halfway point, and I know we're only 20 minutes up, but hey guys. Oh, hello Mirth, do not worry, you've really not missed much. So, one more actual bit of housekeeping, and while I wait, I just want to let everybody know, if you are listening to this live, I'm trying to think of what I can do, because I think there's a way to actually send it in here. I just realized Kat is in party chat for some reason. That's very funny. Hey, if you would like to chat in Chitty Chitty Chat, you can go to the SMTN Discord. That shouldn't have been the part that really messed me up. You can go to the SMTN Discord and go to the Town Hall section. If you want to ask a question live, you can ask it live in no particular order. So I'm going to probably try and go for a little under an hour if I can. No, Kat, you're supposed to be muted. You're the wrong example. Mute yourself, Catherine. We're not done explaining. Okay, so everybody, blah blah blah. Oh, okay, here, there you go. I'm gonna mute the gremlin voice. So yes, live questions. Just go to the Discord, which I am posting now in the YouTube chat, is always in the description, blah, 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 blah. If you want to ask a question with your voice, you can go there, or just talk about whatever. Or if you want to type it in the chat of YouTube, just do the @Spencer so I can see. If you are not able to hop on Discord, blah, 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 blah. There you go. And because I think the way I'm recording this, I don't think anything is actually going to be picked up on the MP3 version if it's a question. So this will be a fun way to edit people in and out. Or just repeat the question a lot and then make my editing skills go into things because reasons. So yes, because I was already insulting Kat a whole bunch. Kat, say something so I can test your recording. How are you tonight, Kat? Oh, now Kat's scared. Oh, I just forgot. I'm muted on Discord, so no one can actually hear me. Hi, everyone on Discord. I forgot I was muted. Kat.
Ding dong.
Ding dong. There you go. Kat, how are you doing tonight? And why aren't you streaming like a good girl?
Because I told you I stream after I eat dinner, and it's not dinner time yet.
Okay.
I'm thinking about ordering ramen.
Okay, I live in the Midwest, so the idea of ordering ramen sounds like really asinine and kind of silly, but I get it. What are you streaming tonight?
No, there's tons of places. I'm trying to decide between finishing up Spyro 3, Genshin Impact, or maybe something else.
Finish Spyro 3.
But I don't know.
Finish Spyro 3.
No.
I've been getting blue balled a lot because I miss every event basically for Genshin. And I hear this one is very, very good. What was I going to say? I hear this one is very, very good, but the whole thing about it is I think you have to be like adventure rank 30, and I still play maybe 5 hours of Genshin at most a week, so RIP sad face.
I mean, remember, I'm adventure rank 56, so I don't have to do anything else.
Do adventure ranks, is there like a level cap for adventure ranks in Genshin?
60.
60, okay.
Nobody has gotten to 60.
What? What do you mean nobody?
It's impossible because of the only way you can get... Like, there are some people who are 57, but the EXP caps on it are so ridiculously high that because the refresh rate for resin for Primo Gems is... it locks out after a few times. You have to be an extreme whale to do it, and even then, like, you still can't go to 60 yet.
Do you think there are people on, like, dating sites who have used their info on Genshin in a way of thinking that it might impress someone to swipe right on them?
God, I hope not.
I want someone to be like, bro, I'm adventure rank 60, and I'm a whale for life. But they like do like with way too many emojis.
Yeah, well, that would just be a red flag, because how is this man spending that much money? And why is he spending that much money? He has some problems. A gambling addiction.
I don't know. I feel like if you saw... I bet you there are women out there that if they saw a guy was, like, relatively attractive, or men, I feel like if you saw someone out there was relatively attractive and they were a certified whale, like, unless you, like, see that, like, if they have a really crappy car and they live, like, in a dump and then they're a whale, that might kind of be a red flag. But, like, if they lived pretty well within their means, it might be like, oh, I can date that whale.
Nah.
Really?
Nah.
Alright, well, Kat, do you have a question before I start talking Genshin Impact spoilers?
You're gonna kick me. Oh, okay. Not really.
Kat, when are you watching the new Evangelion movies?
You act like I've watched Evangelion.
Your man has. Marky Poo has watched it. Doesn't that mean you've watched it?
You're funny.
It goes all seasons of Doctor Who and then Evangelion. That's all that British people watch.
Now you're just shit in the bed, man.
Alright, well, pimp your stream so I can kick you out of the butt room.
Alright, bet I'll fucking link it in the chat.
Great idea.
Go to Twitch real quick.
Forgets own channel name.
You know what? I forget how easily I can just, like, type it out because I'm an idiot.
See, I'm the opposite.
You know what?
I can't imagine typing it.
Bet. Alright, I guess I'm getting kicked out now. Bye.
I mean, you could have said it. This is an audio podcast. You could have actually said it and had someone hear it.
I mean, yes, but also no.
Wow. Alright. That's your goodbye. You're ending on that of a dour note.
Yeah, fine. Whatever.
Alright.
Follow me. Bye.
We've now murdered Catherine. Alright, next up, someone who's not Catherine, but is very patient and I think misses all of the shows all the time.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
My name is not Catherine, it is Katarina.
Katarina, Catherine, Quathrin, mute you, whatever. It all works. Alright. Next up, someone who's much more nice, I hope, I'm pretty sure, I'm 105% sure. Mirth Mouser, how are you mousing tonight? Then we wait and see. See if the mouse gets unmuted. Oh, I see it. It's happening.
Yes,
I'm
here.
I know. People always get like taken aback like last second for it. But Mirth, how are you doing tonight?
Doing well. Let me mute the stream. I'm hearing double.
Oh, Yeah. No, hearing me twice sounds terrible. Hearing yourself twice is just like that's a test of willpower.
Okay, there. Now I got it.
So, Mirth, how are you doing on this fine Monday night for a Tuesday morning podcast?
I can't complain. It's not hot today for once.
I wish I could say that, but I feel like the Midwest right now is just like we're going to have all weathers except cool and fall. Like I feel like fall's going to hit me by the time SMT comes out, unfortunately.
Ugh, I know that. Fortunately, where I am, the only two weather is hot and not hot.
Okay.
And occasionally humid.
All right. Well, do you have any questions, topics, suggestions, just things you want to call out in the world, or what's on your mind?
I did think of something earlier, and I actually wondered, would Atlas really do this? If and when, more likely when, they do finally drop Persona 3 on Steam, will they shadow drop it, and you can only play it that day if you buy the digital deluxe version? And everyone else has to wait 3 days.
Okay. I can give you some hope with at least the PC version. Obviously, okay. Darn it. Alright, so I was gonna say there's no digital deluxe version, but unfortunately, no, I know there is. That's what sucks. Okay, so there is a digital deluxe version of P3 coming to PC, but it's literally just going to be, hey, here's some wallpapers, JPEGs, PNGs, and bad, like, MP3 files, just like they did with Persona 4. So, that I know is happening. I don't think it'll be an early thing. They might, but they've been so kind of wishy-washy with it, I don't know why they would go back to it. That being said, they literally have it planned with 3 other games, so watch me have my sources wrong. But, like, right now, Sega currently has 3 titles. Oh, God, no, they have 4 titles planned on doing it. God forbid.
No.
So, they are doing a digital deluxe early edition of Demon Slayer, of Lost Judgment, Monkey Ball, and Sonic Colors. So all of those you can play early.
Demon Slayer and Monkey Ball?
Yeah,
that sucks.
Those really, really hurt, because, like, and what's dumb is it goes back to the whole thing of, like, I don't mind if people want to pay more money to play a game early. The problem everybody has that no one ever brings up is that no one wants to pay more money for a digital-only version early. Like, if I could go to a store and pay 10 extra bucks, I would gladly pay 10 extra bucks in the store, but that's not a possibility.
That's how they trick us into getting the $70 price tag.
You know what's, like, extra dirty? You have a PS5, so you might be able to relate to this. If you look at the PlayStation Store, sometimes they just, like, double up the game icon instead of, like, splitting it. Because on the PlayStation 4 store, they would split it up by version you're looking at, so you would see, like, all 3 versions of, like, Persona 5 Royal next to each other. On the PS5,
really?
Yeah, on the PS5 store, it's just the most expensive version. So if you're looking at Sonic Colors, or if you're looking at Lost Judgment shows up as a $70 video game, even though it is $60. They make the default one you look at the most expensive version, and that's just yucky.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even know that. That's pretty gross.
So the only thing I think is going to give it a little bit of leeway with the Persona 3 release is just kind of going back to that thing I've been saying for a while of when I say they, more so Atlas Japan really wants this game out on consoles as soon as possible to announcement, but they also wanted it retail. So I can see it not happening because they're going to sell it at retail with Persona 4, and that seems more weird to make, like, a digital deluxe only version for, like, let's say $50 and the retail one's $40. But then, I can also see it, so, I mean, fuck me, I guess, but I hope they don't. I've not heard they're doing it, but like I said, they have every other game this year besides SMT5 has a digital deluxe version you play early, so the odds are unfortunately not stacked in our favor.
It would just suck so much. It gets shadow dropped. You can play it now. You just got to pay extra. I hate the thought.
Let me run this by you before, and everyone else in chat. I'd like to know what you think. What do you think the reception would be? Persona 3 drops Shadow Drop, no day one edition, blah blah blah, on PC.
Okay.
But consoles don't get it play it until the retail release, maybe a week or two later, unless you buy the digital deluxe version, which is only available then and there. So normal Shadow Drop on PC, but digital deluxe only on consoles, while retail fans have to wait a week or two. How do you think that would go over?
It's tough to say because people would just say, "Oh, all digital," and then the physical just needs time to be made a week later. But well, that's a tough one because the PC version wouldn't be restricted to just digital.
Mm-hmm.
I can see people defending that one a little more, but it still doesn't feel right.
I'm wondering what the reception to price is going to be, because I'm pretty much in the camp of it's got to be $20 again, like Persona 4, and I wonder if they're going to like get a lot of positive praise for that, considering how poorly Nocturne went over for 50. Like, I wonder if people are going to praise them and be like, "Oh, they listened, they made it blah 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 price again," which kind of sucks because it almost feels like they're kind of like shooting themselves in the foot with Nocturne, but not with Persona.
I think it depends on the version, which the price is. If it's portable, they might go 15 on PC, but if it's Fez, they might go 20.
No way. Well, okay, not no way to the Fez version. I think no matter what version it is, it's got to be 20. And like even though for sure portable is the easier port, I still think, hey, 15 is great because it's really just a spiffy visual novel with a battle mechanic. Like, that's not going to stop them. They're going to be like, whatever, it's got 4K textures, live it up, 1080p, 60 frames, whatever. You know what I will say? I will pee my pants laughing. This is a guaranteed pee pants happen moment. In the reveal trailer of Persona 3, whatever version they announce, but it's probably going to be portable because I'm willing it into existence, when they announce it, I want them to have a moment where they're like, and it runs in 60 FPS. And they're not showing the battle movements. They're showing like the visual novel moments. I want them to like advertise a visual novel at 60 FPS.
Novel in 60 FPS.
Yeah, I want them to like be, I want them to like be like
blinking.
Yeah, it's like 60, like they've added like 30,000 in between frames of the mouth flaps from Dancing All Night and blinking. Oh, Crossrain
It's
Rain.
the one time they can manage it.
If I knew how to ban someone, I would be tempted to ban you for your great 10 out of 10 pun of 60 FES.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right. Well, thank you for a great heated first topic. Do you want to tell people where they can find you if you want them to find you, or what's up?
I'm on Twitter. Same name as usual. Same name on every platform. Mirth Mauser.
All right, Murph. Thank you so much for dropping in. Have a good rest of your night.
You too.
All right, everybody. My wife is... Oh, I just messaged the wrong person. Kat, please ignore my message. I meant to send to Mary. My wife is having an actual spasm in the other room. So she's either, like, just gotten, like, a 5-star pull 9,000 times, or is literally just getting stabbed to death repeatedly in the other room. So I'm very, very, very nervous and gonna judge her for that in a minute if she ever actually answers. So, not sure what's going on there. While we wait, Taomi, who I think I've probably already butchered, but Taomi, how are you doing tonight?
Yo, I'm doing good.
Taomi, what is on your mind? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to yell into the ether, or what do you want to ask as a question? The floor is yours.
I was gonna ask some lore stuff about Shin 5, but I think you might have asked it in your reaction video.
Oh, hey,
Something
hey,
about
man, throw it out anyway. God knows that I do nothing but repeat myself all the time.
What do you think about the Tokyo police guy? What do you think his identity is?
Okay, I'll say one thing as we've gone on longer and longer. I don't see as many people who think it's Raito actively posting every day, it's Raito, it's Raito, it's Raito. But all the people I see out there, like the LaRues and stuff on the world, who are dead set that it's not him, are way overly confident. Like, dude, even if it's not him, like, you don't, like, unless they, like, reveal him in a couple of days as, like, no, it's Uncle Jimbo from South Park, it's not Raito. Like, unless it's just, like, we're all horrifyingly wrong. Because, like, now, if he does end up being even 1% related to Raito, They will have forever egg on their face in an internet time. For a week I'll make fun of them. But, like, it's just so funny to me of, like, I'm in the camp of I think there are too many similarities to the looks, the theming, and, again, the voice actor. The voice actor being the same is kind of like the canary in the coal mine. So, I would love it if it was just for the fact that I want to see that connection, I want to see where that goes, and then now also just so I can say, LaRue, why would you be this confident for something and then get this horrifyingly wrong? Which I only find funny for LaRue because I've never known someone to be more proud of calling guesses correctly than him, and it would just be very humbling and very funny.
Yeah, for sure. Making fun of LaRue for some reason is a very good trope I can get behind, like when Maka did it with Devil Children. But yeah, I agree with I gotta partly agree with you. I think he is a Kuzunoha, but I don't think Atlas wants to call him Raido just for like image reasons. They don't want to have two characters called the exact same guy with the exact same name.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, I think for sure.
Like, I'm not sure he's going to be like Raizo Kuzunoha, like the 25th or whatever. I don't think they're going to be that on the nose. But at the very least, like, let's say he's going to have R in his name or something. Or they're going to be like, oh, he reminds me of a... Like, they're going to be as subtle as Sakurai during a character reveal. Like, it's going to be so on the nose, it's like, okay, we get it. Like, it is, but, like, you're just not going to say it is.
I mean, they could just call him fucking, I don't know, Joseph Kuzunoha, get it over with.
Yeah, like the police officer thing as opposed to like the military uniform too. Like, I don't look at that as, oh, because he's a police officer, it's a different occupation. That doesn't make sense. I'm more kind of the thing of like, let's be honest. In what other situation would a man in modern day Tokyo have a sword? You know?
I mean, the thing about that too is that Raido was a police officer, so that argument doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I will say this. Do you think, like, what do you think the reaction's going to be if it does end up being the case? Do you think it'll be more universally good news, or do you think it's going to be, like, will there be, like, do you think the naysayers who are like, no, it's not going to be him, do you think they're going to be like, oh man, well that sucks, I didn't want him? Or do you think they're going to, like, be pleasantly surprised?
Again, I think the main issue will be if they are both, if his name is Raido. I think, like, especially new fans will be confused, like, oh, is this the same guy? Is this a new guy? I don't know.
I love like, as if there's this weird bizarro world of new Raido fans who are just coming in from Nocturne, and it's like, oh man, my favorite character, guy from 3 cutscenes. Because, like, let's be real, if your only exposure to Raido is from Nocturne, you pretty much know about as much of him as, like, the one image he's in for the Persona 5 manga. It's like, yeah, he looks cool and he, like, summons demons. I think that's it. That's his whole character personality, according to those.
He sure does have a talking cat, but I mean, that will probably compound the issue of people being confused about this new man's identity, if he is called Raido as well.
Very true. But at the very least, and I'm almost kind of, almost leading into another subject, I am kind of hoping... Wow, why am I totally blanking on this? I'm going to try and look this up. I know who the Japanese voice actor is. I'm trying to remember who the English voice of Raido was in Nocturne, because he had, like, almost no lines in Nocturne HD.
It's the guy who always plays the subway announcer in Atlas games.
No, everyone thinks that's Ray Chase. That's not. Raido is voiced by Billy Kemitz.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else?
Oh no,
Billy
Ray Chase voices Goto.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Which, I mean, hey, you could argue, Goto is basically the voice of him. Man,
effectively.
Why does oh no, duh, Billy rings a bell. Billy's the voice of Dr. Maruki. I was like, why does his name ring a bell? Okay, we're going to be rude and put the Discord talk on a really quick hiatus for real fast, because my wife has been yelling in the other room very loudly picking up the microphone, and I need you to explain to her what happened. I was like, you're either dying, you've summoned a major character, or something's happening.
I was doing Spiral Abyss.
It was very easy.
You keep calling me.
I
keep dying.
Yeah.
That was it.
So you were screaming because you're just playing Spiral Abyss against you.
Because three of my characters died. I only had one support DPS and a healer. So
I want you to know, for me, in my brain, with all I know about Genshin, Spiral Abyss is just a long staircase upwards that just has a bunch of enemies. Am I close?
yeah, but then you cannot heal, eat food, or buffs.
I love that this is the most you've ever talked on the podcast, just for this. I appreciate that. Come here. I'm sorry I called you. Did you at least win?
Not the third floor.
Are you going to try again?
No.
You giving up? Okay. Do you recommend Genshin Impact to everyone?
Yes.
On only iPad, nothing else. Just play the touchscreen only?
Just play whatever you want.
Good answer. Come here. Alright.
You need to play.
I know! I'm very behind. Thank you for the update. I was really worried you died. Alright, well, tell me, before we ended up looking at Billy's IMDb page too much, any other final things you want to say, or goodbyes you want to say?
Not really. I was considering asking about. I've noticed this idea seems very controversial. What would be like just your quick opinion on an actual Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire Emblem? A lot of people wouldn't want it for some reason.
See, so this gets into a weird one of like when people say, let's make a Persona 3 remake. My question isn't, oh, do I want it, or what should it look like? My first question, kind of more realistically, is like this. I go, okay, SMT Crossfire Emblem gets announced tomorrow. Surprise announcement, direct, everyone pees their pants. Who's making it, though? Because Atlas can't make it. Idea Factory might, because they apparently love making everything that's not Fire Emblem. Because I don't think they've actually made a Fire Emblem game since Echoes on 3DS.
I don't want to hold you here for too long, but I was imagining something like just straight up Devil Survivor gameplay, but with like a bunch of characters from both series. I imagine Insys could do that.
I'm gonna give you a weird twist that I wonder how you think this would react. And everyone else also let me know. It's not SMT Crossfire Emblem in the way that you think. It's literally Devil Survivor cross Fire Emblem Awakenings. So it is the cast of Devil Survivor 1 and 2 with the cast of all of Awakenings in a crossover strategy pixel art RPG.
That's very oddly specific. Is it because they're both 3DS associated?
That was my thing of like very specific. We're taking two lineages of, because I think Awakenings has such a large cast compared to Devil Survivor that it would be a little uneven. That's why you get the cast of 1 and 2 with Awakenings, because Awakenings is like, that's the big one, and then you get it to like crossover with probably one of the most least popular, at least, spin-offs in the series, just by like sales and stuff, at least in the West, and kind of use them as a complement of like, hey, Awakening and Fire Emblem's prominence will like push this up into like being like kind of like getting more attention for it.
I mean, yeah, I still feel like that's oddly specific for both Atlas and Nintendo. I feel like they'd rather just do a lazy, what people would consider to be lazy, just throw a bunch of them together, have some cute moments, have them commit violence.
Also, another reason, sorry, I forgot to add this. The reason I specifically say Devil Survivor is because I would think that the Devil Survivor team could be free enough after SMT5 to like have a small team work on a pixel art game.
You were thinking pixel art?
Yeah, specifically pixel art. Like, I'm thinking no 3D, because honestly, if I see SMT Cross Fire Emblem in 3D the way fans want it to be a role-playing, like strategy role-playing game, I close my eyes and I don't see something on the level of Three Houses. I see something like Path of Radiance, which, hey, if you like Path of Radiance, that's great, but like Path of Radiance is not going to like look good with SMT models.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't thinking something like. I think you're implying fans want to see something like super high budget graphics.
I'm
That's
well,
what,
no,
right?
I'm not thinking high budget, but I'm at least thinking. I think Koei Tecmo has set the bar now. Like the next Fire Emblem game can't look worse than Three Houses. Like that's how high of a bar they set with that game.
Yeah, I wasn't really imagining that, but like, I guess what? Yeah, I guess I just was imagining something lazy. Just like they only really put their effort into just making a bunch of different characters. Whether they do that with high-ish budget, like maybe like Path of Radiance fidelity, or whether they do it like 2D or the pixel art as you're mentioning. I imagine like their main effort would be like almost like a DX2 or Fire Emblem Heroes, Shotgun Blast, get all of these guys, make them do violence.
I'll say this as another thing to kind of throw out on a little bit more of a bigger budget scale, and probably would make people happy, but probably not make them like overly happy. Let's say this: Tokyo Mirage Sessions gets a sequel, and unfortunately, it does not involve K-pop the way I want it to. The sequel to Tokyo Mirage Sessions takes the cast of the first game, and now they are in the world of Fire Emblem. So it still plays like TMS, which has those roots in Atlas games, but it is in the world and the gameplay much more looks like a medieval setting like Fire Emblem. Do you think that could be something closer to SMT Cross Fire Emblem? Well, I guess at that point it would be kind of like, obviously the gameplay kind of like magic and stuff fits more into SMT, but like, do you think that could interest people, or do you think there's like too much baggage that there wouldn't be much to gain by making a TMS in the world of Fire Emblem?
Yeah, I don't think there would be that much to gain. As a staunch TMS hater, as some may know, I would honestly just want like a sequel to TMS be fucking Tokyo gets nuked, and it's the cast of Tokyo in a mainline story. But that's just me
TMS
being
2 is
edgy.
just Muv-Love, the ending of Muv-Love. Very brutal and very dark.
Hell yeah. But like I feel like doing something like that, throwing them into Fire Emblem or even my edgy joke would just be too confusing, and it wouldn't even offer much. I feel like when they announced the original project, what they showed was the characters. What people want to see from this crossover is the characters, not so much. I don't fucking know. What is the country for Fire Emblem? They change it every game. Not so much that place or even Dot or wherever they do.
Well,
A
see,
Megaton
okay.
World.
And of course we're like becoming like a 19-hour question, but this is the last thing I want to throw to you, because I'm very much like, my head is way too far up Atlas's butt to have watched that trailer and not known what it meant. Like when you watched that trailer, or whenever like a general fan watched it, how far along in development did you think that game was? Like, because when I saw that trailer, it was very much what it was, and we found out later in interviews that trailer, there was no development that had taken place. They had just signed that deal. That's why that entire trailer is just a song and a bunch of JPEGs floating all over the place. Because they were like, okay, we're doing a crossover, but like literally at that point, when SMT Cross Fire Emblem got announced, they didn't even know who was making it first. They didn't even know if it was going to be Idea Factory or Atlas until like a year later.
Well, it was very clearly very early in development. But I mean, like when the trailer is showing the protagonists of Shin Megami Tensei If and Thracia 776, I feel like the impression I was getting was that they were going for like the deep cuts of both fandoms. Like it wasn't gonna be just like the latest guys from each, for example.
I'm sad that like if that trailer came out today and we had like our minds wiped like Men in Black, what sucks is if you didn't put a platform at the end of that trailer, I think we would all universally think that's just a mobile gacha game now. Isn't that sad?
I mean, that's just the post-Heroes world.
Man, do you think like that's the reason no one really wants to make a new Fire Emblem game at Idea Factory? They're like, I don't know, man. Like, we just keep updating this like mobile game that everyone complains about but keeps dumping money into. So like, why should we make a new one?
I'm sorry, I think you mean Intelligent Systems by Idea Factory.
Yo, my
But
bad. Yeah, Idea Factory's doing their own trash, but I like their trash.
um, I'm not familiar with Heroes at all. I'm Heroes to me is the same mind space as TMS. Is Heroes done by Intelligent Systems, or is it
I'm
just
like
some other Nintendo guys?
99.9% sure, but literally, this shows how much of a not Fire Emblem fan I am. The only Fire Emblem game I've ever played in my life is, if we're counting TMS, that and Fire Emblem Warriors. And that's only because I love Dynasty Warriors.
Okay, I think it's the fucking DENA company that does Heroes.
Oh,
Actually, I
DNA.
don't think it's
Well, DNA like
yeah.
has like the system for it, but no, yeah, it's core developer. I see here in the apps credits and stuff. No, Intelligent. Ugh. Intelligent Systems is the main developer of it.
Okay, then yeah, I think you're completely right because I remember hearing a story of Three Houses was definitely rushed. You can see that in both the graphics and like the idea they wanted to make the monastery more than it is. The rumor has it that it was rushed to make more time for what Paper Mario the Origami King. It seems some people at Intelligent Systems don't want to develop mainline Fire Emblem. So I gotta
I
agree with you on
I
that one.
hope that there's like a Splinter Cell at Intelligent Systems who are just like giving way forward hundreds of dollars under the table, and they're like, "You guys cannot fuck this game up. We need Advance Wars to succeed, so that Nintendo will let us make a new one." Like, I really hope that there's like a team over there who wants to make a Intelligent Systems modern Advance Wars. Like, not saying that like if the new remake succeeds, Way Forward shouldn't do one, but like I think it would be really cool if like we saw a Japanese take on that along with like the Western kind of like reimagining of it, because like it's definitely kind of scratching a different visual itch with Advance Wars, and I just want to see Intelligent Systems stretch out their legs and in the opposite direction of Codename Steam, because I think everyone here publicly has forgotten what that game was until I just said that, and it's like now triggered everyone's brains to be like, "Oh, Codename Steam, what was that?" And you go, "Oh God!" And then you're gonna look up the pictures of like the Fire Emblem amiibo working in that game, and then you go, "Oh God!"
It might surprise you to hear that I was more into Codename Steam than Fates and Heroes and all of this, but I still didn't buy it. Um,
So TMS
I
better than
mean,
Codename Steam. You can confirm.
no, I meant to include TMS in that list. I'm sorry.
Alrighty, now it's time to end your segment. Thank you so much for coming on for 9 hours, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right,
I
so
mean,
here making their fabulous return, because I can't actually remember the last time they were on here. Demonica Crackers, how are you doing? And please let me know what time it is, because I'm gonna guess it's like 3 in the morning for you. I don't even know.
It's like 8 in the morning.
Okay, it's a good morning. It's a good morning show. So how are you doing today?
Fine, I just watched Ghost in the Shell last night, and that kind of tickles me and wanting me to play Call Hackers. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So as a big Ghost in the Shell fan, I have to ask then, which version did you watch? Because there's like so many now.
The 1995 version.
Okay, all right. The good one. The good one.
I don't want to watch that 2070 version. It looks so generic.
Man, it's so. I love Ghost in the Shell, but I feel like it's been struck a really rough couple of last iterations. Like I don't think anyone really cared for the CG ones, and definitely nobody cared for the live action one.
Hey, if you're really afraid of your favorite series getting milk, just look at Detective Conan. The thing is just milk to the death. Oh, and they have like 24 movie and still counting.
Well, the weird thing with Detective Conan is like I think in the West is like I love Detective Conan, but I've never gone out of my way to watch it. But because along like we haven't really had a lot of localization support for Detective Conan until literally like the last year or two. We finally started getting stuff redubbed. I will say this: I am excited about the new movie that Discotek announced they're dubbing. I don't know if it's good. I kind of don't want to know until I watch it.
The
But
one with the train or something like Masumi Sera.
Oh, so on. Say it again.
The one you meant that the movie with with the train or with?
Oh no no no!
Like,
The next movie coming out, I think it's like this December in the West. They are dubbing for the first time Detective Conan versus
oh,
Lupin the Third. And as a huge Lupin fan and Conan fan, I'm like,
Lupin.
God, I hope that's good.
Wait, there's a new crossover between them.
I
only
think
know,
it
like,
came out a
the
couple of
the
years ago
previous
in
version.
Japan, because I know we're really late.
Yeah,
Let me look.
yeah.
Conan
I already
versus.
watched that, and actually quite
Oh
good.
my God!
I hate.
It was 8 years
I
ago. It was
watched it.
2013.
Yeah, I was like, I was like very confused when you said that, and wow, that late. I just watched the latest Conan movie that's been released, and I must say it's really sucked. Like even worse than the last year's movie, because at least that one has some pretty bombastic set piece. Like they blew up Singapore. Like literally, that ship is that ship, like the Marina Basin, is just obliterated, which I love. And the new one is just mid. Like not e- not even taking the goofy aspect.
So I gotta
And
ask, when you're watching Conan, are you just watching the original Japanese version, perchance?
um, basically yeah, but with subtitle.
Do you have any thoughts on the English voice actors? I've always really liked the dub for Conan for the most
I
part.
I never watched the dub movie. I would
Okay.
never watch the dub, but I must say their names are stupid.
Well,
Like
now
Jimmy Kudo.
thankfully now they at least actually use their real names. They don't do the they don't do Jimmy anymore. Thank God.
Shinichi Kudo. I was like really confused when I was researching it. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Detective Conan. They just milked the death out of that series.
See, like
That's-
I've always like wondered like when it comes to like series that go on for a really really long time, especially ones that are like mostly anime and manga inspired. I think it's always really funny when you compare some of them. Like Naruto got really close to wearing out its welcome, but I think they ended it at just the right time. That you have to be really hard pressed to look at Naruto and go, oh my God, dude, like they should have ended it. Like look at Bleach. Like, which I know is a little weird because they're now like kind of bringing it back for like the 20th anniversary or something, but like Bleach sucks after they rescue Rukia. Like that entire series just feels like filler, which apparently is worse because I've only read it. The anime was so bad they had to cancel it because they kept making filler of filler, so it was like its own worst enemy. But then like you look at something like One Piece, and I love One Piece. One Piece never gets old for me. Like, One Piece could end tomorrow, and I think it would be perfect, or it could never end by the time I die. Like, One Piece just kind of feels evergreen in a way that it, like, kind of like Dragon Ball, where I think if Toriyama had the willpower to do it longer, I think Dragon Ball could have been going, and still could be going in a more consistent way, the way One Piece does. But then, like, you look at other series like kind of talking on the other end of like shortening things, I think you look at series like Demon Slayers and you look at something like Attack on Titan.
Demon Slayer sucks.
Well, yeah, but say what you will about it, but it's done. No one's going to be talking about Demon Slayer still going on the air for like 10 plus years. Like the series is over, which is a nice rarity these days. And like I had a moment when looking at the bookstore yesterday. I was like, dude, who reads One Punch Man right now? Like, One Punch Man just fell off the face of the fucking earth.
I don't really yeah. But this is the thing though. This is the thing. I've read like almost all 100 volume or something. I only got like 95 volumes, and Detective Conan should have ended in like the volume 30. Like this stretched the hell out of it. Like you know how many there's like a two volume filler. Like there's almost nothing happening that progresses the story. It's just filler after filler after filler after filler. Even if there's like a main story inside of the volume, it's just something that's already happened being repeated again and again and again. I just want Ayo Yamaguchi to kill it.
So now this is my question, because I mostly don't really follow, because in the West, like, we're just now getting the anime back, and what is it? We're just now getting the anime back, and I don't think any publisher is brave enough to want to start publishing it again.
No.
Like with Detective Conan, like, why is it still getting manga? Is like what I want to get. Like for anime, I get it. Make it's like Scooby Doo in the West. Like they make a Scooby Doo movie once every year because they know there's just enough fans for them to break even. And I'm sure Detective Conan's the same way. Like even if the Detective Conan movies suck, they at least put out like one movie a year to at least like get some money from them. But like with the manga, I don't get like I know no one who likes the manga anymore. Like everything you've said about the manga, just kind of feeling like filler upon filler for the manga. It's like people are so sick of the Detective Conan manga, they don't even talk about like why it's not good anymore.
Yeah, they should just kill it. Like I've seen lots of complaints, even from the Indonesian YouTubers, like just kill it. We already know them well enough, and there's almost no character development. Like even the newly introduced character feels just empty. They don't have any purpose. Like even discovering that the Black Organization, right? They don't even reveal it like 20 years later. There's not much progress other than that. Other than ooh, it's still a mystery. Ooh, look at the members. They still exist. Like only one, two or three of them got killed, and that's throughout like thousand upon thousand of like chapters. God.
Now, as a fellow manga fan, and to make this almost kind of Atlas related, I'm gonna ask you a question before we get on to the next person. Do you have a favorite Atlas manga, and why?
Not really. Maybe the Mementos mission.
Okay.
That actually have fun with it itself.
Okay.
But yeah, August 27th, No More Heroes 3, baby! I'm never gonna stop shilling that game.
I hope that is Suda's best game. I'm so worried about it, but I hope it's good. God, I hope No More Heroes is good.
They need to topple off all Flower Sun and Rain and Killer 7, so I don't think so. But I want this game to at least match No More Heroes 1.
Okay, before you go, and I'm going to bring in our next person here because you said the magic words, No More Heroes 3. Jagingus, please get in for a second. I want to ask you and DeMonico a similar question. I want both of you to say right now, when is the PC version of No More Heroes 3 coming out?
Next year.
None of my concern because I don't have a PC.
It's gonna come next year, and they will never update it. Just like Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes 1, No More Heroes 2. Marvelous is suck at publishing their games on PC, and I hate them. I just hate them. That's all.
But you sure do love your bad PC ports, Crackers.
Do we guys know who ported those to PC? Because it was not Grasshopper. I cannot imagine they actually even have a PC
I know
kit.
that No More Heroes 1 and 2 was ported by Engine Software.
Okay.
But it's still terrible. Like, it's basically just the Switch version put on the...
Probably like Exceed or something.
I want you all to know the only reason I remember Engine Software is for two reasons. One, they did a pretty good job bringing Terraria to Vita, and they were going to bring Mighty Number 9 to Vita and 3DS, but then... that game...
Mighty Number 9 happened.
Yeah, thanks, Mighty Number 9. Alright, well, Demonica Crackers, thank you for coming on and letting me complain about manga. I always appreciate hearing from you.
Bye.
So, Jag, what's on your mind? Will we strike again? Will I ever actually buy No More Heroes 3? Will I ever buy Travis Strikes Again on PS4? These are all the questions I'm not answering tonight, but what's on your mind?
I mean, I know nothing about the PS4 version of Travis Strikes Again because I have it on Switch.
It's weird.
I hear it's fine.
Yeah,
there's like, not really issues with it.
Because Travis Strikes Again is not a great game, it's kind of hard to recommend it as the best version. It's like, yeah, but like, you kind of gotta... It's like...
I can understand like some people not being as into it, but like, there's so many people who just completely disregard it, shit on it relentlessly, and just call it like a cash grab. and saying No More Heroes 3 was held hostage for the sales of that game when it wasn't. Because you literally beat that game and they were making No More Heroes 3 anyway.
There is a really good long discussion that can come from Travis Strikes Again, because I think there is a lot of things that can be said about it, because...
When are we doing the TSA podcast?
I've got to play the game first, but I'll import it one of these days, because God forbid I buy anything digitally. Exactly. Shout out to this, though. Travis Strikes Again has one of the ugliest fucking covers for the PlayStation and PC port. I don't know who they had do the cover.
Yeah,
which is funny.
You can tell it's a totally different artist and everything. Like it just.
But the Switch cover is gorgeous. Yes. That Switch cover is amazing. Exactly. But what's really funny, and I don't know if this is controversial, and if anyone's seen this, please also let me know. Maybe I'm in the. I've not actually said this publicly. I don't know if this is like a crazy thing to say. Please, everybody, let me know. I think No More Heroes 3 has a terrible cover. I think it's dumb.
I mean, I can get that. I enjoy it, but I can get not liking it as much.
This is my thought process with No More Heroes 3. And Travis Strikes Again.
I would take the Japanese cover of No More Heroes 2 over 3's any day.
Oh man, even
the Japanese cover of 2 is sick.
Even the PS3 cover ports are so nice. But like, this is my thought logic with it though, and I hope Suda's doing this on purpose. Travis Strikes Again, godlike cover art, mid-tier game. No More Heroes 3, mid-ass cover art, godlike game. I hope he's doing that on purpose, because like I get it. They want to go with like more of a like superhero theme, and that's why they like got a Western artist to do it. I just think if you're looking at that cover, you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, yeah, even looking at like the original reveal art of like his bike and the Akira logo thing, like and honestly, every piece of official concept art for No More Heroes 3 is a guaranteed banger. It's gorgeous. They look amazing. Like, their production team is insanely talented at Grasshopper. And everything for No More Heroes 3 looks great. And yet the ugliest thing they have going for that game is the cover, which is the way you're trying to sell it to everyone. Also, I'm just going to say this.
Box art on Google Images is any better?
No. I'm just going to say this too. It is a possible treasonous crime that No More Heroes 3 does not have a steelbook.
Oh, if it had a steel, I don't care if I would have to import it. I would get that shit as soon as I could.
That's what's crazy, is that it doesn't have one anywhere. But then, like, the other thing that's like kind of funny is,
I mean, honestly, I'm not that surprised that it doesn't.
I at least thought Japan would have gotten one, or at least if Pix and Love was going to make you pay $900 for a vinyl, they could at least throw in like a metal case. But I will say this.
Yeah, that was like 120 or something like that. I mean, I wish I could have gotten it. I mean, the regular collector's edition they had, I didn't really want, but they threw a vinyl in there. I was in, but I couldn't get it.
I'll say this, though. The Japanese $1 Kajillion collector's edition.
Yeah, $1 Kajillion trilogy.
Great.
If I can get that,
That's a great cover art.
Because that shit looks good.
I think Amazon Japan still has it for like $150.
Yeah, I was trying to look at it, but I was having an issue with my Amazon or something. So I just kind of gave up.
The one thing I'll say is that, and this is kind of in me oddly giving Limited Run like a pat on the back, Limited Run definitely has the better cover art for No More Heroes 1 and 2, but it is kind of nice, though, that at least No More Heroes 1 and 2 is included in the No More Heroes 3 Collector's Edition.
Oh, yeah. I mean, No More Heroes 1 is one of the few times where we had a better box art than Japan.
Oh, 100%. Well, and better version. The version was even better.
Well, yeah. And then Limited Run kind of took that original US Wii box art, made it look kind of cooler, at least in my opinion. Because they added like some more stuff to it, like the bosses and stuff, and I thought it looked neat. No More Heroes 2, I still like it. I don't know whether I prefer that or the Japanese box art, but I do like that for the they put the Japanese box art on their steelbook.
Now, our No More Heroes fan cast is going really, really well. I got one last thing I gotta ask you.
All right.
Do we have an update on the world of... Oh no, I'm gonna be a bad Suda fan if I don't remember this.
Oh,
I
man.
just saw it too. Is it... Nope, that's the... I'm gonna type this in. Suda Gun PS3 game. Shadows of the Damned. Will Shadows of the Damned make another mention in No More Heroes 3 after Travis Strikes Again?
Oh, Garcia Hotspur
Yes.
coming back for the that would be fucking. Let just have Johnson rap again and we're good. Let's go. Fucking.
Do you think anyone at EA? Do you think anyone at EA actually remembers? Do you think anyone at EA remembers making that game?
I feel like a good amount of them probably try to forget.
Dang.
It's a game I've known about for years, and I've like watched when I was like younger, but I only just recently finally played it for myself.
I'm gonna say this, and this is like the super weird throw it out of left field thing. I've been thinking about this game a lot recently. I think because of Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
There will not be a reference to Shadows of the Damned in No More Heroes 3. There will be multiple references, though, to Lollipop Chainsaw for no reason. Unexplained.
I mean, the fact that in Travis Strikes Again, basically every other Suda game except the Lollipop Chainsaw was referenced, except maybe a nod because there was a character named Juliet in there. I wouldn't be so sure, but maybe. I mean, it seems like Suda looks at Shadows of the Damned slightly more fondly in hindsight than Lollipop Chainsaw, or either that, or there's just some legal shit that might be with that game. I know.
That
would
there's
explain
a lot of
why it's not backwards compatible on Xbox.
There's a lot of because Warner Brothers.
Because that's the only one out of Shadows Killer is Dead and Lollipop Chainsaw that isn't backwards compatible.
Yeah,
so.
it's because they don't own the full rights to it because Warner Brothers has a lot along with Kodansha Games. But the other part of it is also because the Warner Brothers tie-in is a lot of the James Gunn stuff. So you kind of have to...
Also, probably it has a lot of licensed music.
Yeah. So literally you would have to get James Gunn on board, which I think would be easy. I think James Gunn is cool enough that he would make Lollipop Chainsaw come back again, even if it's just like an HD version. But Kodansha, I think, don't care. And Warner Brothers can't even fucking release a Lego game, so God forbid they bring this back.
Oh God, I have had that shit pre-ordered, and it's just been in limbo.
One day,
but when it comes out, I'll get a steelbook with it apparently, so that's something.
Not a good sign when they're re-releasing the 2013 Lego Marvel game and not Lego Star Wars this year.
I mean, but Complete Saga HD when?
We can't turn this No More Heroes side podcast into a Lego podcast. That's too easy.
Yes,
Jack,
the fuck we can.
Jack, this was supposed to be a short episode, so do you have any actual questions or any last words you want to say? Honestly,
I came in with no questions or anything. I just kind of popped in to see what happened. What would happen?
Well,
I figured No More Heroes and Suda would pop up.
It's law. Everyone should know this by now. The S in SMT Networks actually stands for Suda, where it goes Suda must take no hold bar prisoners in this group. That's what it stands for. That's what SMTN stands for now.
That last part's all one word.
Mm-hmm. No holds, no prisoners. All right, man. Have a good rest of your night.
It's in there.
All right, Craftium. How are you doing tonight? And how's that Kraft macaroni and cheese?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm not doing too bad. It's about 3 o'clock here, but you know.
Okay, we had someone at 8 in the morning, so you're now proper in the middle of the night. First off, before I ask you a question, why are you even here? Why are you awake? What godforsaken task has made you wake up for this show?
I'm not restrained down by time zones. I refuse to be a slave to them.
As you shouldn't be.
I'm just bad at sleeping, you know. But yeah, I've been having a decent day. I've been I said I was going to edit my Nocturne video today, and then instead I played Ninja Gaiden 2 and Persona 5 Strikers on Merciless.
Now, I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to. Are we talking Ninja Gaiden 2 360 or Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, assumingly in the HD collection?
Yeah, Sigma 2 in the HD collection. I'd never played them until like 2 weeks ago.
I really want to make a video on that HD collection because I think it came out at a good time, I think, but everyone who covered it just kind of shit on it right away. And honestly, I think it's like one of the better HD collections that have come out this year, but the thing is, everyone's coming at it from why doesn't it have this, why doesn't it have any of this, as opposed to looking at it as, hey, this is a really good collection for $40.
Yeah, it's like they're definitely fairly basic ports. Sigma 1 has like completely upscaled UI, which is really nice. And like yeah, they are fairly simple, but they run fine. They look pretty good. They're 4K on like a PS4 Pro or something. I think it's more just the majority. Well, at least it seems from like a newcomer perspective, the majority of the Ninja Gaiden fans really like hating on anything not made by Itagaki.
Yeah, I was gonna correct you, but then you said Ninja Gaiden. That's for sure. I think there's still a passionate team who wants to, but because now that we know that Team Ninja is not working on Ninja Gaiden or Neo 3, and it is Final Fantasy Origin, I think they're a little bit more miffed because this collection's kind of meant to not drag, but kind of hold everyone over because it's still probably going to be a while until anything good happens. But I mean, for me, I think in the long run it'll be good. It was just like Koei Tecmo knew what they have with that one of like, there's a reason it only really came out physically in Japan and Asia. It's like it's not a big major release. Like, and I would even say something like Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater is a bigger deal than this.
Yeah.
Just because like Ninja Gaiden wasn't gonna go away, like even if this HD collection flopped, which I don't think it did. But like Fatal Frame, this HD version is going to be very, very much so make or break for them.
Yeah. It's but yeah, I've been having fun with it at least. It's I'm liking 2 a lot more than the first game.
Sigma 1 is very basic by comparison, and I think when you go into it knowing it was a PS3 launch game, it makes a lot more sense. 2 is great in a lot of like how just big dumb actiony it gets.
Yeah.
3 was a funny one because 3 actually No, I played them in just the weirdest order. I reviewed Sigma 1 on Vita, Sigma 2 on Vita, and then 3 Razor's Edge on PS3. So I've just had like the most cursed Ninja Gaiden experience.
No, I'm sure it's fine. I'm actually really looking forward to getting to 3 just for the sake of like I really like going into like the black sheep of stuff and coming out and being like I would go in there with tempered expectations, and I come out being like, you know what, that was pretty good. I watched Final Fantasy VII Advent Children like 2 months ago, and was really surprised that I actually enjoyed it.
So before I now make this a side podcast of a side podcast of a side podcast, did you have any questions or things you wanted to bring up at all, or what else was on your mind besides the awesomeness that is Strikers on Merciless?
Hey, I'm actually having fun with that. It's got that good old Warriors grind that is very fun. At least in some shape or form. It's not quite like getting badges, but I mean, to keep things SMT related, like, what do you think we might get? Like, if we got like a brand new IP like spin-off, what do you think we might get potentially?
I'm definitely not in the camp of spin-offs are dead, but I also am realistic and not thinking they're coming anytime soon, just because, again, we're in such a small, kind of limited territory of free space and free devs. So I would say realistically, ports are the best thing we're going to get in terms of a spin-off, and we're going to have a spin-off port that sells really well.
Yeah.
If I'm being greedy, I want a new spin-off series just because it's been so long. I kind of wouldn't want something old to come back again. Like, as much as I love DDS, I don't want DDS 3. I'd rather have Quantum Devil Saga, like, start something new. I don't want Devil Survivor 3. I don't want Devil Summoner 3. The only exception to that rule, I would say, is if they had the balls or the cojones, and I know they would never do this, if they found a dumb way to make Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers 2077, I would be 110% in for that.
That is exactly what I want out of like a sort of thing, like a new Devil, like not a new Raido necessarily, but like going down like the Devil Summoner of like having a modern day sort of noir style setting.
But
like but
no, I was gonna say, but then it comes to the point of like, I also don't trust them to make like a. It would either be a really beautiful game that's very like kind of restricted, or is going to be a really open long game that probably looks like a PS3 game.
Nothing wrong with looking like a PS3 game.
Nothing wrong with that, but it's got to hit that balance of like, it's all well and good if like something awesome and super niche comes back after a long time, but unless you kind of appeal to the masses, you're never going to attract new fans. Like, I think a great example of people don't talk about enough, I think the fact that Square Enix paid just the right amount of money and dev time to remake Nier 1 after Automata and have it sell way better than the original ever did is truly impressive, considering Nier 1 did not sell well at all.
Yeah.
Alright, well, would you like to at least promote people for when your video may be potentially done before we get you out of here?
I mean, yeah, sure. If anybody wants to check me out, you can find me at Craftium, like on YouTube or like Twitter or anywhere. It should probably be done. I'd like to say by the end of the week, but I am at work a lot, so we'll have to see. But hopefully, it shouldn't be too far away.
All right. Well, I'm wishing you luck, and thanks for coming on, man. Have a good rest of your night, and hopefully you can listen to the rest of this and be bored back to sleep.
I'll try my best. Thanks for having me.
No problem. All right, Torin, how close are you to the unmute button so that you can just start immediately cursing at me?
You're a piece of shit. Why'd you do this to me?
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't think this would actually go on that long for it. So Torin is waiting patiently in the wings. Do we know if Duke is ready for the 4.0-a-thon?
Duke has stopped streaming, and all they're playing is Nocturne, so yeah.
Stop streaming Nocturne to just play it quietly by themselves.
Uh-huh.
The life of an awesome streamer. Okay, well, before I let you go so I can wrap up the last couple of people waiting here patiently, I want to ask you this, because we're all caught up and we started talking about Eva. Why do people not like the Rebuild movies? I'm very, like, I don't want to get into spoilers, but I'm like, as I watched like them all, I was like, why do people not like these? Like, these were great. Like, I loved all of these.
People don't like these?
I heard, like, I always heard growing up, like, 2 is okay, gets a little bad, or fan servicey or whatever, and 3 is just, like, mumbo-jumbo. Or, like, I can get why you would be confused by 3, but 3, I love, like, the head fuckery of it.
1 and 2 are just the first couple episodes of the anime up until...
okay, 1 I'll give you that. 1 is definitely just a remake. 2 is very different. 2 is like banana boats.
Very different.
There's no underwater battle though. It's very different.
It's really cringe too, but I mean it was alright. I don't know. I mean they're fine. They're not bad. They're beautiful. The time and art change from 2 to 3 really threw me off for the first 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. Okay, well, before I let you go, give me your ranking. Where do you put 1, 2, and 3 for first, second, and third place?
third's got to go at the bottom because you've seen maybe the first half of the first of this show. You've already seen the first half of you've already seen this first movie. Nothing really big happened.
Oh, I think you said it in reverse. You said 3 goes in the
What?
bottom. I think you mean 1 goes where third place.
I swear I said first goes third. Whatever. I'm gonna put 3 first because 3 is it's different, right? But it's also like
It's built different.
yeah, it's really built. It's just built different. It's like what you expect, but then what you don't expect. Like just I don't want to say anything that gives too much, but like it changes the rest of the series.
No
basically.
ending from 1, 2, or 3 made me go, oh shit, hilariously loud, like the ending of 3. The ending of 3 made me, like, if I saw that in a theater, I would have verbally screamed. That's all I gotta say. But there's for one very specific part. All right, Torrin, I will DM you later, and please stop beating me at our Fantasy Critic League.
Later, you mean in like 15 minutes, right?
Very soon.
Here, fuck.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're a piece of fucking work.
Thank you. Let's just mute that nice man.
Piece
Put
of
him
shit.
right there. We go. All right. Thanks, Torrin. All right, we got 2 people left, and we got to wrap up the show. Sheba Master, you're posting in chat. What's your question, comment, concern, topic, or whatever's on your brain?
I don't know.
That's a great... Okay, well then I will bring you a question, just because why not? Sheba Master, what have you been playing this week?
A lot of Metal Gear Solid 5. And
Man. Phantom Pain specifically, or also Ground Zeroes, I must ask?
aren't they literally the same thing?
Listen, I've dumped a lot of hours into both. I have very different thoughts on both of those, and I love both of those games. But that is a whole nother discussion I cannot get into, because Metal Gear is just... everything everyone here brings up just makes me want to make its own little mini podcast, which I'm very not able to do tonight. So, Metal Gear Solid 5, is it your first is it your first time playing, or are you just replaying for the hell of it?
First time.
Oh my god, what a blessed life. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you one thing, but I want you to tell me where you're at in the story and what do you think of specifically the story so far.
I'm like at chapter 8, and it's like kind of confusing because I didn't play Peace Walker. I heard it was bad.
You don't need to. I love Peace Walker, but Peace Walker's definitely a lot of... it's a commitment, and you definitely got to listen to all the audio diaries, even the ones that are in Ground Zeroes. You need to listen to the ones that aren't included. I like Peace Walker. I think it actually holds up probably better than 5 in some ways, at least story-wise. But for at least for everything you've seen so far, are you enjoying it? Are you in Afghanistan still, or have you made it to Africa?
Yeah, I'm still in Afghanistan.
Ooh, okay. You're pretty much... The story keeps getting really, really good pretty much until you get to Afghanistan. Afghanistan starts really good, a little bit of a dip, ends great. Africa's okay, but then it really starts to slog. You can, like... When you're in Africa, you literally hit a mission where you're like, oh, the money ran out here. But I'll tell you this, if you even half enjoy the open world missions or just structure of 5, spend the $5. It's super cheap. Play Survive. It is a really, really good game. Surprisingly.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that one because like I have seen like so many people over the years say it's bad, it's bad, it's bad.
One of these days, I will make a video that'll get like 10, maybe 15 views. I'm not kidding. I genuinely like Survive a lot. I think one of my most like audacious statements I've ever made in my life. The world in Survive, like the open world, is better than 5 because it is linear, it is more designed, and this is specifically just the single player. I've not even touched the multiplayer. The single player is a super solid, just terrible dumb story, but the way the gameplay works was weirdly addictive to me. Like, the loop of building your base was interesting, to say the least.
Don't you need to do that in 5?
No, because it's different. Like, you're not making a mother base. You're making, like, a tiny island. Like, you're making a tiny, like, actual little baby base. Like, there's no menu for building your base. It's just, no, when you want to upgrade the water supply, you're going over to the water supply and upgrading it yourself with the materials you've gathered. Like, there's no... It's funny for a game that, like, gets sold as, oh, it's a Metal Gear Solid 5 zombie mod. It does a lot of interesting stuff. It definitely shouldn't have been sold at full price. Actually, I don't think it was sold at full price, but like, I bought it brand new for like $10, and I thought that was more than like if you can get it for less than 20, it's worth experiencing. It's very interesting. It's not great, but that team definitely had an interesting idea, and they wanted to put something cool out there, and I think they succeeded.
Dude, I'm just gonna get it for free on a torrent site.
Well, I'll pretend you said I'm going to get myself an Xbox One copy at my local Circuit City, and that's all I heard. But Shiva, thank you for popping in. Enjoy Phantom Pain.
Oh yeah, don't you have to like wait like 30 hours to craft a nuke or something in Phantom Pain?
No, the nuke crafting... Oh, that might be that long. They've changed the stats a whole bunch for it, but like the one you make as a part of the story, there's no wait for that. That's all the optional, like, if you want to jump into other people's stuff for it.
Okay, well thank you for the advice.
No problem, man. Enjoy the game, and please, Metal Gear talk is always welcome, even though people will probably not believe me when I say this, but Metal Gear is my favorite series of all time, even though I say Survive is not that bad. So have a good night,
really
man.
Good. All right, see ya.
Last but not least, that so-called edgy demon fiend. Wrap it up. What's your question? I think we even ended on you last time, so this might just be a reoccurring thing. But how are you doing tonight?
Yes, so.
And what is going on?
I was doing good.
Do you have any questions? What's on your mind? Any thoughts? Any other bad takes you can make me say on internet?
Oh, mind if I explain how I got to SMT?
Please, go for it.
Alright, let's go all the way back to 3DS era. I was like in elementary school, right? While I was scrolling through, I was going to the eShop. And I don't know where I see this game called Shin Megami Tensei 4. And then this weird devil summoner and other weird games. Like, oh, what's this? I was like a little wee child because I did not know what it was. I'm like, it's for, why is it M? And then I saw Persona Q. I'm like, why is it so cute? But it's M. I was like, oh, okay. But then we fast forward to my freshman high school. Smash Bros. Ultimate happens. Right before I fall asleep, I get a notification. A guy named Joker coming to Smash Bros. I'm like, oh. Like, who's this guy? Like, oh. Because during this time, I was not into RPGs. I really wasn't. I was like, oh, ew, turn-based stuff. So it's not good, crappy. Then I look at the comment, why so stylish, so cool? Like, hey, I want to get to Persona. Then I'm on videos of it. Then I know it's like, what? Wait. Then I saw the logo SMT. I'm like, why does that look so familiar? Why does it sound so familiar? I googled it up. Shin Megami Tensei series. I'm like, whoa. And I look more into like, wow, this game has really changed my life on everything. I'm not even joking. I want to get everything. I want to figure out how to emulate. I was like, I need to figure out how to start. Then my start, Tokyo Mirage Session for the Switch.
There you go. Start with the best. Start at the very tippy top. It's all downhill from here.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to one Discord, like, what game to start, so you guys are panel, like, don't get it. I'm like, alright, I'm gonna get it. It was alright. I actually did finish it before I did finish it. Like, jeez, I forgot when. I finished it. And
it's been out for less than 2 years, so you can't been that long.
I had to finish it, then I finally figured out how to emulate. So I was like, it was that easy? I thought it was a hard thing to do. It was like, I thought I got to go full-on hacker man to do it. I was literally dumb child right at this point. I was like,
I love how far back you're talking, as if like there's this like thing of like, oh man, this was so long ago.
Yes, like, why didn't I do this earlier? I could have emulated a bunch of games. Then I started playing the first SMT game. My first mainline was the first game. I really enjoyed it, even though how outdated it was. Then I had that play Nocturne, finished that one, and now we're back to me here.
So I now have to ask you. This is testing your how much do I really love SMT now that I got into it from Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Do you have a shrine dedicated to your Joker amiibo?
I do got a Joker amiibo. I did get one.
Okay, is it in the box or a mason jar? I will accept a mason jar.
I did make a joke on Twitter about it, the mason jar.
Persona 5 fans, man, we sure love buying our mason jars. I'm not sure why, but we really do appreciate those mason jars.
Yeah. Yeah, and weirdly enough, I actually became a Joker main, even though I never played Persona in general.
There were a lot of people out there like that, but I mean, I think like the fact that like there are fans who got into SMT from Smash Brothers is such a surreal but awesome thing. It's like how I know people who the only reason they're into the series is because of Arena, which is awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny. I knew this series before, like, well, like younger 3DS, but like out of nowhere, it just comes back to me. I was like, oh, ain't this funny?
It was meant to be fate, and Sakurai willed it into existence. So, safe to say is the next SMT game you're probably going to play going to be SMT 5.
Oh, I already pre-ordered it.
There
Not
you
the
go.
follow man edition. I probably the standard. I love you, Atlas, but I'm not going all that in. It looks nice, but I'm not going all that in.
Not that much, but hey man, good to be on the hype train nonetheless.
It's I love SLT so much that I'm in a D&D thing, and the funny thing is I'm about to be the DM soon, and I'm doing a whole campaign based off Megami Tensei. That's how far I am.
Someone in our Facebook group actually, I think, did a campaign a very, very long time ago. I don't remember who, but yeah, there are a lot of fun like similarities between all that. But hey, man, I wish you the best of luck with that. I have got to wrap up, but I appreciate you waiting so long, man.
Two questions for you.
Oh yeah,
I got two questions for you. I want you to give a quick answer. All right, first one. How would you feel if they made a survival horror Megami Tensei game?
I love it as a survival fan, but
Survival horror.
I don't think it would be scary if Atlas made it. That's the thing.
All right, is that your definite answer?
That's my answer. I want to be proven wrong, but I don't think Atlas can scare me.
And one last question about it. How would you feel if Suda and the entire Grasshopper were in charge to make any Megami Tensei game at all? How would you feel about that? If they were in charge?
I would only accept it if it is a sequel to Jack Bros. It is only a radio drama with interactive features on a Virtual Boy or a like VR headset alternative, and all the characters are voiced by Suda himself. It is a Jack Bros sequel. That's the only way I'll accept it.
That's your answer. That's your definite answer.
I'm locking it in.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully I get the companies more because I'm about to start school soon.
All right, man. Good luck. Make that money. Don't spend that money too much unless it's on video games, and then just burn it all because why not?
Yep.
All right. Have a good night.
Later.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for waiting for all of that fun stuff. I did not think we would go for an hour and 40-something minutes, so apologies. But hey, I hope you all enjoyed the show. Definitely thought this was going to be a lot shorter, but much like every other podcast I do, they have to be long. So we're going to wrap up the show by saying, hey, did you enjoy this show? Please, please, please consider subscribing and go to Patreon to help support the show financially there. Go to patreon.com/SMTN. And there you can be a $1 SMTN fan, where basically you get the show early sometimes, and you even can get a couple early access perks like that. If you pay $5 a month, you can become an executive producer like Philip Mayer has, Solaire has, Patrick, and Robert Dogman. So thank you all so much for supporting at any tier. It all helps, all adds up. I am not planning on making these Town Hall chit-chats a weekly thing just yet. This was just because busy week in life, busy week with everything. Hadn't had a lot of news, hadn't had a lot of time to kind of talk with everybody. I do want to kind of announce, I do want to do a Patreon-only town hall soon. I'm going to send out something probably by the end of the week or closer to the end of the week that this episode goes live. And what this is going to be is basically a pre-recorded live show, but with all of the SMTN patrons who are interested. So if you support the show, you can get in on that, talk with it a little bit longer. Just like a big old chit-chat. We actually used to do this a while ago with all the patrons, or at least a couple of the patrons we'd have come on and just kind of have talks with all of us and make a little fun kind of powwow like that. So, if you want to get in on that, just support. $1 a month. Super easy entry. Help support the show. Other ways to support the show, you can follow on Twitter. My name is at Torchwood4SP. You can follow the show at SMT Network. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel by searching Spencer Presley or Shin Megami Tensei Network. Besides that, Facebook group, facebook.com/group/SMTN. There's a Facebook page. Subscribe on iTunes, Google Up, and Spotify. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you all once again for watching so much. Have a good rest of your night. Check out Ava if you've got Amazon Prime or other things. Well, I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but thank you all so much. Oh, yes, don't forget giveaways. Next 3 weeks, Nocturne HD, Persona giveaways in September, and then October, November, SMT5 giveaways. So be sure to follow us all online if you want to follow up stuff like that so you don't miss out. That will be open to all international fans, so it's not just going to be an America thing. And, yes, off to Ava I go. So goodbye, everybody. Have a good night, good morning, whatever time zone you're in. Enjoy the show. Thank you all so much for watching live, pre-recorded, whatever recorded, hopping in at all. Much, much appreciated. And Paul, you just hopped into the YouTube chat for us to say goodbye, so I'm saying goodbye to you, Paul. Thank you all for watching. Have a good rest of your night. Goodbye.